Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, South 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We on every major street corner in and out of America. We in every classroom teaching the so-called blacks, Native American Indians, and Hispanics their history and their culture according to the Bible. According to these records that were only given to the 12 tribes of Israel, we are here for you. And one thing that we lack in our community is brotherhood, something that we don't learn in the Christian church. We so engulfed in that doctrine in the Christian church that we learn love through the eyes of white people. We learn love through loving the oppressed, the people that hate and kill us, instead of loving our own. The problem with the Christian church, of course, where there ain't no brotherhood. There ain't no love in the Christian church. It's gossip, it's rape, it's molestation. It's all these different things that happen in the Christian church because brotherhood is absent in the Christian church, thereby being no brotherhood in our communities. Why we so quick to kill our brother over nothing. We'll hate our sister over nothing. There ain't no brotherhood in the Christian church. You understand? And men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we out here teaching brotherhood and sisterhood because we know that's the only way that we're going to rule a nation the appropriate way.
Right.
And it's in that Bible. It's in the Bible that we're supposed to read, especially as these so-called Christians that don't understand the Bible. Let me get Zephaniah 2:1. So-called black man, so-called Native American man, so-called Hispanic man, you are the true children of Israel. You are of the 12 tribes of Israel, and it's time to get back to these large statutes and commandments and to get back to some real, true brotherhood. You understand? You ready to read?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desired.
So-called black man. We grow up in poverty-stricken communities. Most of us fatherless communities where dope jump in our neighborhood and we forced to do what we gotta do, right? So-called Native American Indians, you got cheated out of your land, stolen from you on reservations. Hispanics, we in dog kennels at the border. We are the nation not desired. We are the nation not desired. Read that one more time.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
It's time, Native Americans, so-called blacks, Hispanics, to gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. It's time to come together. Your oppressors come together when they learn how to give you a doctrine like Christianity.
Right.
They teach you how to hate your people. You know, the Asian community, they come together when they got they Chinatowns and they Asian neighborhoods where they only deal with their own. Why we can't do that? We get called racist when we say, you know what? We need to deal with our own. We need to love our own. We don't need to hate and kill our brothers over nothing.
That's right.
We need to love our own people the way Christ did. And we got to gather ourselves together. We gotta come together and get back to these large statutes and commandments, or else we're going to be divided. We're going to always be divided.
Right.
Read that one more time for me, sir.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We so quick to harm our brother over nothing, over a dollar or a woman or some dope. Things that our oppressors put in our way for us to hate our brother.
Right.
Let me get 1 John chapter 4. It's time to learn or know that when we come into that Christian church, we learn to love the nations that kill us. And when you love other nations, you hate your own. When you show love to other people, you have empathy and sympathy for these other nations when they don't have that for you. They hate you. It's time to love your own. It's time to come together and be for your own. You understand?
1 John what?
Chapter 1 John 4:20.
1 John 4:20. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
When you see a brother that needs some relief, you see a brother that need $1, you see a brother that needs something, he on the street and you will look over him. Why you think every Christian church, they in the worst communities? It's poverty-stricken communities. It's homeless people. But the Christian church open and thriving. The Christian church is raping that community for their income. The Christian church is destroying that community. But you know what? Read it again.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Your pastor don't know God. He don't love God. He don't know God. Because he'll hate his brother. And he'll teach his congregation to hate their brother. Because when he's teaching you to love other nations, he's not teaching you to love your brother. He's not teaching you to rock with your brother, rock with your sister. He's not teaching you to have that same empathy and that same sympathy for your own people. He's teaching you to hate yours. Keep reading.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God, whom he hath not seen?
He's stealing from y'all. He's stealing from his own people. He collecting income and money and all that, driving jets and driving $100,000 vehicles, $1,000 suits, and what? He ain't even teaching you what's in the Bible because he don't understand the Bible.
Right.
He can't teach you what's love in the Bible if he don't even know God. He don't know that he's supposed to love his brother. He's supposed to teach you to love your brother. But these men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach brotherhood.
That's
we
right.
teach how to conduct yourself around a brother and a sister.
That's right.
We teach how to deal with an issue you have with a brother. And that issue, we don't gotta kill each other over $1. We ain't gotta kill each other over a small minor issue that you can work out with your words. It's weak when you gotta resort to violence. It's weak when you gotta resort to dealing with a brother for something that's simple y'all can talk about. Y'all can figure out how to get out of it. Let me get Matthew chapter 25. But we not taught that in the Christian church. In the Christian church, we taught to love everybody. Love all these other nations that kill you. I'm not going to hate nobody. I'm not going to love nobody to hate me.
Right.
I'm not going to teach my kids to love the oppressor that hate me.
That's right.
We getting killed in the streets by the police, and they go scot-free.
That's right.
We get strangled by the police, and they go scot-free. Our oppressors set up shop in our neighborhoods. They sell us, what, shrimp, pork, all type of abominable stuff, right?
Right.
That's why we got to walk around with masks now, because they are heathen people. And your Christian church taught you to be like them, love them. I'm not going to love them, because Christ didn't love them. I'm not loving them because God didn't tell me that I need to love these other nations that hate me, that set up shop in our neighborhood. Therefore, we'll love those people, but we'll hate on ours. We'll go when women will go get their nails done from Yao Ming and them, right? But Shamika around the corner, they ain't rocking with Shamika,
right? Because
they hate Shamika because Shamika might know their boyfriend, might know might deal with them in a certain type of way. They don't want to deal with Shamika, but they'll get whooped by Yao Ming when they say that's the wrong color on my nails.
Right.
You know what I mean? We'll go get shrimp fried rice instead of going to Jamal's barbecue spot. And that's thanks to Dr. Martin Luther McNasty. He teaches us we can love these other nations. We can show these other nations equality when ain't nothing equal. Ain't nothing will ever be equal. Because we better than them, and we supposed to be better than them, but we don't have our protection because we want to get away from these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we divided. But we got to get back to this brotherhood. We got to get back to this sisterhood. Read it one more time.
What you want, Matthew 25?
Oh, Matthew 25 and 40.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
When your Christian pastor ride past all these neighborhoods that he ride past to get to his church, and he see poverty-stricken neighborhoods, he see kids ain't got no food, ain't got no money, he see people on the street, they hungry, he ain't gonna clothe them, he ain't gonna provide shelter for them, he ain't gonna do nothing for them. Because he's a disgusting waste of time. That pastor don't give a damn about his community. He don't give a damn about black people. How you gonna know the Most High? How you gonna teach you how to love the Most High when he'll do the least? He'll do the least to the least. That's like doing it to the Most High. When that man will do something to somebody in his congregation, when that man will steal from the people in his own community, it's like he doing it to the Most High. He don't know the Most High. He don't know brotherhood. He don't know sisterhood. He can't teach it. That's why we divided. That's why we'll continue to fall victim to what our oppressors lay victim for us. Brothers will die over dope. Brothers will die over sleeping with another brother's woman. Brothers will die over these things because we don't know brotherhood. We ain't taught brotherhood. We not being taught brotherhood. Like the brother said earlier, when we all we got, we showed brotherhood. We showed brotherhood when we built Tulsa, Oklahoma. When we built Black Wall Street, we had brotherhood. But again, your leaders' language, our leaders were weak, and they taught us to love our oppressors, and they destroyed that. They destroyed that and made us go and join other nations. When we all we had, we able to thrive when we all we had because we look out for one another. What they say, it take a village to raise a kid. When we all we had, we dealt with our own. Let me get John chapter 13, verse 34. It's time, black man, Native American man, to come together though. It's time to really show brotherhood, really show sisterhood. It's a weapon. We're going to always be divided until we come together. Until we get in this body, until we get in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, where we teach how to deal with one another. How we teach how to not offend one another. How we teach how to deal with somebody that did offend you. You got it?
This is the book of John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you.
Oh, now, if a new commandment, meaning what? Meaning the Most High giving us a commandment, and the commandments are only given to the 12 tribes of Israel. Everybody not under these commandments. Israelites are under these commandments. And he said, what now?
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
See, your Christian church telling you love one another mean love everybody. But this is a commandment that was only given to 12 tribes of Israel. So this commandment that was only given to us is telling us to love one another. It's not telling you to love these other nations that hate you. It's not telling you to love all these other nations that kill you, that sit around and figure out how to destroy you. This is about the commandments that were given to Israelites to do what?
To love one another.
To love one another. Keep going.
As I have loved you.
Christ did what? Christ died for us. He sacrificed. He died for us. You think he couldn't? Christ was a man of war. He could have came down. He could have sliced and diced all them people. But he died for us. Brotherhood. He died for you. He died for you, black man. He died for you, Native American man. He died for you, Hispanic man. He didn't die for everybody else. He died for you. And again, this is a commandment only given to the 12 tribes of Israel. So it's not about loving everybody else. He's saying love your brother, love your sister enough to do what? To tell them when they're doing something they ain't supposed to be doing. To tell them about these laws, statutes, and commandments. To tell them how to follow Christ. That's checking is brotherhood, right? When you get checked, that's brotherhood. Somebody telling you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, that's brotherhood. I bet you if Sha'Carri Richardson, that track star, I bet you she had some sisterhood, brotherhood around her, somebody would have said, nah, you're not smoking no weed. She lost millions, right? She gonna lose millions because she can't compete in the Olympics. Because wasn't no brotherhood around her. Wasn't no sisterhood around her. Wasn't nobody around her to say, you about to do something that 1% of your peers will ever be able to do. But you're gonna throw it away for smoking weed. But we mad at, we gather after the fact, right? We'll gather after the fact and say, well, let her grieve. Let her do this and that. We need to be mad at whoever sold her dope. It used to be brotherhood and sisterhood even amongst the worldly stuff. You wouldn't sell a Deion Sanders or a Chris Paul no bud. You wouldn't sell them in the hood, right? You'd be like, nah, get out of here. You about something different than us. Get up out of here.
Right.
You gonna change this community. Get up out of here.
Right.
But we'll sell or we'll give a Sha'Carri, what's her name? Sha'Carri Richardson. We'll give her some weed and say, yeah, go ahead and destroy yourself. I know you greater than everybody else and you can run faster than everybody else. Stay down here with us. Be average like us. Now, of course, Sports ain't got nothing to do with following the Most High. I'm just saying, what no brotherhood and sisterhood amongst her. What nobody in her circle that was going to say, you about to throw it away. For what? For some weed? You about to throw it away. We got to have brotherhood. We got to have sisterhood. We got to be able to tell our brothers and sisters without offending them, you doing this wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. We got to follow Christ. We got to come together so we can get the protection of the Most High. Let me get Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Yeah, wasn't no real brotherhood. Ain't no real, because we don't learn no brotherhood. We don't learn brotherhood and sisterhood in the Christian church. We learn how to do what? Everything is in the Christian church. Gossip. We learn how to chase women. We learn how to chase women and throw them away. It ain't nothing in the Christian church but lies and deceit. And they destroying the black community. But it's time to get back to this law, statutes, and commandments. It's time to follow real brotherhood. It's time to learn brotherhood. Brotherhood not in the world. Your best friend in the world will sleep with your wife because he don't know brotherhood. These men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and the women in our organization, we know and we understand brotherhood. We know how to not offend a brother. We know how to not disrespect a brother. We know how to love our brother. We know how to check a brother. We know how to check a sister. We know how to do all those things. Read what you got.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Whosoever mad at your brother for nothing. You mad at your brother because you mad at your brother over a couple dollars. You mad at your brother over a look. You go in every major city in America, there's an east side and a west side. And they hate each other for what? When both people on the east side and the west side grow up in the same type of community, the same type of poverty-stricken community where you feel like you gotta do all type of crazy stuff just to make it out of it. But you hating on the brother over a street, over a side of town that you don't own. That's set up by your oppressor. Your oppressor wants you to hate that side. He wants you to hate that side of town. We'll hate each other over a color. You got the wrong color on. Now we ready to hate and kill. Read that again.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause.
If you angry with your brother over nothing, you angry with your brother over the slightest thing, over something that don't matter, a street corner, a color, a side of town. He looked at you wrong. He stepped on your shoe. He got the same shirt on as you. He looking at the same kind of, he got a nicer car than you. Keep reading.
Shall be in danger of the judgment.
You in danger of the judgment. Most High gonna destroy you for hating your brother. You're not supposed to hate your brother over nothing small. You're not supposed to hate your brother, period. But something small, read it again, read the whole thing from the top.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause.
Whosoever is angry with his brother over a street corner, over a color, over a couple dollars, over a woman. Keep reading.
Without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Shall be in danger of the judgment. Keep going.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
And these pastors that teach that it's okay to hate your brother, that it's, whatever, they in danger of the council. How silly do you look going to council amongst your peers because you couldn't squash a beef or squash an argument or squash something that your brother done came up and brought to you?
Right.
A brother say, look, you offended me with this. And you can't say, I'm sorry, my fault. I ain't mean to go about that way. But what you do, you want to go to council and stand before men that follow his law, statutes, and commandment, and look at you like, look at this silly, self-righteous man that can't even apologize. He can't even say, you know what, let's squash that. It's about bigger than this. It's about this nation. It's about this kingdom. He can't squash that. Read that from the top.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause.
Again, whosoever is angry with his brother over something small, Something simple, something that can be fixed, something y'all can talk about. Keep going.
Shall be in danger of the judgment.
He in danger of the judgment from the Most High. Keep going.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
And you're going to look silly in council, looking like a self-righteous person that can't even squash an issue. You know what I'm saying? Can't even squash an issue with a brother. Let me get Luke 6:31. Now we gotta get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. We gotta get back to showing true brotherhood. It's a weapon, and it's the only way we're gonna be able to rule the nation. Read what you got?
Salakia. This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
See, you ain't gonna harm yourself, right? You wouldn't harm yourself, right? But we'll sell dope to our homeboy's mom.
Right.
We'll sell poison in our community. We'll do all these different things that we wouldn't even do to ourselves. It's funny, you listen to like rappers and stuff like that. Like, I remember Jeezy, right? Jeezy taught us how to trap, right? Right? His kids go to private school. But he taught you how to trap. We gotta stop treating our own brothers and sisters worse than what we would do to ourselves. We wouldn't harm ourselves. Let me get John chapter 15. All right. And with that, and again, like I said, we gotta show brotherhood. We gotta show true brotherhood like Christ did. He died for us. And just like him, I die for my brothers. I die for my brothers that stand with me, and I die for the brothers that don't even know. That's why we out here on the street corner teaching. That's why we're in the classroom teaching. Because I will die for our brothers, teaching them and showing them how to show real brotherhood and sisterhood. And again, it's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, South of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Shalom. I didn't know what you said. I thought you were saying it's too much of that.